we must talk about Keandre Coburn. Man, he is a beast. So the Chiefs lost defensive tackle Kalen Saunders, so they needed to go out there and get a great replacement. Now, when we talk about Keandre Coburn, he's a very talented defensive lineman. He's known for his ability to wreak havoc on the field, and he's a very big dude, actually. He's like 343 pounds, but he has great physical attributes, and he's very athletic for his size. But he also has a lot of power and explosiveness, so he could really like he could really cause trouble on a other team's offensive line. He could really wreak a lot of havoc, and he could collapse a pocket. And him being next to Chris Jones, man, that's gonna be something scary. But let's get more focus into the vid. So yeah, the Chiefs went out there and they got Keandre Coburn, who could literally destroy old lineman next to Chris Jones, and he could really add some beef in the middle and help this Chiefs D line. Now Coburn, he utilizes his strength well, and I like the way that he overwhelms offensive linemen with his strength, and he has a very good ability to shed blocks, and he could penetrate the backfield, and he literally puts consistent and constant pressure on quarterbacks, and he disrupts running plays. Like, he really disrupts running plays a lot, so he's a good run stopper, and he has solid quickness, he has great agility, and he could, like I said earlier in the video, he could collapse the pocket, so he could force quarterbacks into making hurried decisions they didn't want to make, throwing away the ball, all types of crazy stuff. And he could also create opportunities for his teammates around him to make plays. But you got to remember, with nose tackles, their impact, it extends beyond just their individual stats. So his presence alone could really make a big impact, because he could bring attention from opposing teams, because he's so big. So he's going to need double teams or extra blockers to contain him most of the time. So this attention is going to allow his teammates to exploit some one-on-one matchups like Chris Jones. That you don't want Chris Jones getting one-on-one matchups. That's a nightmare for any offense in the league. Any offense. And then you got Karlaftis one-on-one matchups. Charles Omenihu, Felice Usama, you know? So, yeah. And he could also find gaps in the offensive line to apply that pressure. So that's what I like about Coburn. I think he's going to be better than Nandi. He's going to be better than Saunders. And his skill set is honestly it's beyond his physicality. I mean, he has a high football IQ. He understands offensive schemes. He's played a lot of years in college. He makes quick reads. He reacts very quick. And he literally studies a lot of film. If y'all look up Keandre Coburn, you're going to see he loves studying film. He loves to identify the weaknesses in his opponent's offensive lines, and he loves to exploit them to his advantage. So his combination of athleticism and his football intelligence, it makes him a very great force in the trenches, man. But off the field, he's also a very hard worker. I mean, he has a strong work ethic. His dedication is there. He wants to improve his craft all the time. I mean, he puts a lot of hours into the weight room and the film room. So this dude is always constantly trying to improve. So I think that's why he's perfect for the Chiefs D-line. Just another hungry young dude to put on his defense that's very physical. So he's always trying to elevate his game. He's always constantly seeking ways to refine his technique. So I like the way he's committed to the game of football. And I'm pretty sure that's why Brett Veach drafted him, because Brett Veach loved drafting them type of dudes. Now, Keandre Coburn and Chris Jones, they would be a very crazy duo on the defensive line. I mean, both of these players have a lot of power, and they've literally proven themselves countless of times that they're disrupted forces when it comes to being in the trenches, man. So let's talk about Chris Jones now. Chris Jones, he's an elite defensive tackle known for his above-average speed as a D lineman. His strength is above average. His agility is above average, and he's an above-average pass rusher. A D lineman is not supposed to rush the passer that well, but Chris Jones has been one of the greatest D defensive tackles of all time when it came to rushing the passer. But yeah, his ability to collapse the pocket and generate constant pressure is honestly crazy. And this is what Chris Jones does, man. Last season, he had a very big season with 15.5 sacks and 17 TFLs with 29 QB hits. So, yeah, I know Chris Jones, man. But he has a rare combination of size, speed, and technique, and that's why he always dominates these offensive linemen and he disrupts these passing plays. But then on the other hand, when we go back to Keandre Coburn, he brings a different set of skills to the table, in my opinion. Like, he's big. Like we mentioned earlier, he's big. He's a powerful lineman who literally excels at overpowering opponents, and he's always wrecking havoc in the backfield. I mean, his ability to shed blocks is crazy. His ability to just penetrate the line of scrimmage, disrupt these running plays, and just put these put the pressure on these quarterbacks. It's really making me excited to see what him and Chris Jones could do, man. Like this physicality and this aggressive playing style, it's just a nightmare for offensive linemen to handle. And when you have to worry about Chris Jones and other dogs like George Karlaftis with him, it's really scary. So now you combine the strengths of Chris Jones and Keondre Coburn. Now you're getting a dynamic duo that could just kill any offensive line, like just wreck any offensive line. And their skill sets is just it's so it's like it complements each other so well that it's gonna be like very hard to put up with them. So man, I feel bad for the weak offensive lines that we about to be going against, because man, it's about to be scary for them. But these offensive linemen, they're gonna definitely have their hands full trying to contain these two with especially Chris Jones, man, his explosive pass rush, while you got Coburn's like power and just his presence, it's going to be very hard to deal with them. And now, if you got the presence of both of them on the same defensive line, that's going to create numerous opportunities for one-on-one matchups. So it's really going to be hard for defenses to decide who they want to double team. Are we going to double team Chris Jones? Are we going to double team Keondre Coburn? It's really going to be hard to make a decision. But if you leave one of them with a one-on-one, that's not good. That's not good. And you still got other dudes like Karlaftis and Amini who you have to worry about. And then they're also, like, they both have the same personality, kind of. Like, they have a relentless work ethic. Their leadership is crazy, and they always want to win. So this is going to rub off on their teammates and the entire defensive unit, which I love, because their presence alone is going to create a very, great brotherhood in the defense. It's going to create a very good brotherhood in the defense where you got all these leaders on defense. And then when you put together their individual skills and their abilities, when this is combined, it's honestly just a crazy duo, a dynamic duo. It's a disruptive duo. And it's just a force that could just wreak havoc in any backfield, man. And their presence is not going to only generate individual success, like I said, but it's just going to elevate the play of their teammates and even their secondary, which is going to make them a very dangerous duo in the NFL. So, yeah, when you mix these two powerful defensive linemen, it can honestly just form a very great duo in the NFL. And that's what we want to see. We want to see Keondre Coburn and Chris Jones dominate. As Chiefs fans, we want to have a dominating defense to match up with this high-powered offense, so Mahomes doesn't have to be Superman every single game. And I think that's what we're going to see next season. And the Chiefs going out there, getting a guy like Keondre Coburn, that was really a big steal in the 6th round. And I think he could be a top 6-rounder in this draft class, if not the best, or one of the best late-round steals in a minute, because this dude really has the power to be a very good nose tackle because he has gifted athleticism, and he's very strong, and he's fast for his size. And next to Chris Jones, that's going to help him even more. So, your boy, Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace.